Good Tuesday morning, and thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dusty Sonnenberg. Well, cloudy skies outside, 39 degrees right now. It's warmed up to 39 degrees. Unfortunately, that's probably the high temperature for today, and we have rain in the forecast starting later on this morning. Well, students can now apply for scholarships to support and attend classes at Stone Laboratory, the Ohio State University's Island campus on Lake Erie. Stone Lab offers college credit courses and workshops each summer on topics ranging from algae identification to aquatic biology, and credits are transferable to most colleges. Now, the deadline to apply for the scholarships is February 15th of 2025 for Ohio State students and March 28th of 2025 for non-OSU students and high school students. Stone Lab classes, as part of the College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences, provide students with hands-on outdoor science experience in areas such as amphibians, birds, fish, local plants, and foundational knowledge about numerous Lake Erie ecosystems. Introductory courses are open to advanced high school students, sophomores, juniors, and seniors who have already taken biology, as well as to college undergraduates in any major, while a wide variety of advanced level courses are ideal for science majors looking for that practical experience in their chosen field. The value of a Stone Lab education is immeasurable, and that's why we're dedicated to providing these scholarships to as many students as we can. That from Ohio Sea Grant and Stone Lab Director Dr. Chris Winslow. To see a full list of the scholarship requirements and to apply, you can fill out an online application at go.osu.edu/aid. Students currently enrolled in an Ottawa County high school and educators employed full-time in an Ottawa County school K through 12 may also apply for a full-time scholarship funded by the Ottawa County Community Foundation, an affiliate of the Greater Toledo Community Foundation. Details there are available at go.osu.edu/aid. And the Ohio Sea Grant is supported by the Ohio State University College of Food, Agriculture, and Environmental Sciences, School of Environment and Natural Resources, Ohio State University Extension, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association Sea Grant. That's a network of 34 Sea Grant programs nationwide dedicated to the protection and sustainable use of marine and Great Lakes resources. Stone Lab is Ohio State's Island campus on Lake Erie and its research, education, and outreach facility of the Ohio Sea Grant and part of the CAFIS School of Environment and Natural Resources. The Ohio Corn and Wheat Growers Association invests $15,000 in the future of our industry by supporting the next generation. The scholarship program encourages students in trade schools, colleges, and universities to pursue certificates or degrees in one of many academic fields that support the future of corn and small grains industries, including agriculture, business, communications, economics, education, policy, science, and technology. To apply, visit ohiocornandwheat.org/resources/scholarships. Let's take a look at your Tuesday morning weather forecast brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com.
More precipitation headed through Ohio today, and this is the lead to some cold air that comes in to start 2025. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at that forecast update. Here in Ohio, we are going to start off the new year with an Arctic blast. It's going to have a reinforcing shot as we move through this late weekend and into early next week as well. But let's talk about nearby. That's the first thing on our minds. We saw precipitation move into western and southern parts of Ohio overnight last night. The moisture continues to work through the state today as low pressure tracks right through central to north central parts of Ohio. Cold air is coming in behind this, so I won't rule out rain ending as snow late afternoon and evening. May even see some slushy accumulations in northern parts of Ohio. Liquid equivalent precipitation, I think we have another quarter to 3/4 of an inch coming at least through the day today and tonight. Tomorrow, lake effect is in here with strong north winds coming across the Great Lakes. That's going to trigger cloud cover at least, maybe some light snow action near the Lake Erie shoreline in northeastern Ohio. But we're definitely cold then through the balance of the week. Lake effect diminishes later Thursday. Friday, Saturday looking pretty good. And I want to give you a heads up right now as we get ready to start next week. There could be a significant area of low pressure coming out of Oklahoma heading right towards us. Rain, snow, both. I don't think it's going to be neither, but cold air is coming in behind this, so we actually have to watch for some significant snow potential and another brutal stretch of cold air the rest of next week. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this.
In any year, your best harvest is only a few upgrades away. Seed Consultants exclusively serves the Eastern Corn Belt, combining our deep knowledge of local conditions with high-performing products fit for your acres. Most importantly, our customized services put our products and your business in a position to succeed. We help you start with better to grow your best. Visit seedconsultants.com to learn why our products and services are simply better.
Hi everyone, this is Dale Minio from the Ohio AgNet. For a quarter of a century, I powered my truck with biodiesel, traveling the state promoting agriculture. Biodiesel is a reliable, high-performance fuel that works in any diesel engine without modification. The best part is that with every mile driven, I'm fueling the economy, doing good for the environment, and supporting soybean farmers. Learn how using biodiesel can add value to every bushel of soybeans grown at soyohio.org.
Taking a look at your agricultural headlines, more avian flu has been confirmed in U.S. dairy cattle and poultry flocks. The U.S. Department of Agriculture Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, otherwise known as APHIS, confirmed 12 more H5N1 avian flu detections in dairy cattle. Now, these were all from California, as more outbreaks were confirmed in poultry across 4 other states. Now, the newly confirmed detections in California's dairy cattle, where outbreaks have been underway since late August, will push that state's total to 697 and the national total of 912 across 16 different states. Now, most of California's outbreaks in dairy cattle have affected herds in the Central Valley, but detections were recently confirmed in the southern part of that state, which led the state's governor to declare a state of emergency back on December 18th to free up more resources for battling the virus in dairy cattle, poultry, and people exposed to the sick animals or contaminated products. Now, when it comes to poultry, here in Ohio, we were on the list of those newly confirmed outbreaks in poultry. 3 of the 4 states had more detections on commercial farms. That includes a layer farm in Darke County that has about 1 million birds, and the event marked the state's second H5N1 detection just this month alone. Now, in related developments, APHIS recently announced updates to its conditions for poultry facilities to receive indemnity and compensation after flocks test positive for the highly pathogenic avian influenza, recognizing the importance of strong biosecurity measures as a tool for battling the virus in poultry. The group said it now requires farms to undergo a biosecurity audit before restocking poultry and receiving future indemnity payouts. Now, despite federal, state, local, and industry outreach, APHIS said there are some farms that continue to face biosecurity challenges, with some experiencing multiple outbreaks on their farms. Since 2022, when the H5N1 outbreak began in U.S. poultry, APHIS has made payments to more than 1,200 producers. Of those, 67 have had at least 2 outbreaks, and 18 premises have been affected 3 or more times. APHIS said those with reinfections have received more than $365 million of the nearly $1.1 billion in compensation that's been distributed so far. Well, in other livestock news, USDA's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, APHIS, announced yesterday plans to establish a national voluntary livestock improvement program with plans to launch a public comment period starting today and running through the end of January. Now, USDA said in a news release that the program would be designed to safeguard, improve, and represent the, quote, health status of U.S. pigs. Starting in 2020, APHIS and the industry piloted the U.S. Swine Health Improvement Plan aimed at certifying participating sites as monitored for African swine fever and classical swine fever. APHIS is proposing a rule to build upon this pilot program and establish a U.S. CHIP as the National Voluntary Livestock Improvement Program, the agency said just yesterday. Now, under the proposal, APHIS would create sectors for various types of swine herds and production facilities centered on production methods and disease risk. Participating hog production sites would be able to obtain certification of those disease-monitored status for African swine fever and the classical swine fever. These sites would be able to market their products with the relevant certification status, which could limit disruptions to international and interstate commerce in the event of animal disease outbreaks, APHIS said in a news release. Now, part of the U.S. CHIP, APHIS would establish a general conference committee of swine producers and other industry and state animal health participants to advise APHIS on matters of swine health and disease management. APHIS plans to model the program on the successful National Poultry Improvement Plan. That's a voluntary collaborative effort among industry, state, and federal partners to address and correct avian health and trade issues. Stay tuned. We'll be back to take a look at your markets after this.
Did you know soybeans' #1 customer is animal agriculture? That includes Ohio's dairy farms. High oleic soybeans have long been highlighted for their use in human food, but it can also be a benefit for dairy cows. Research shows it helps boost milk fat concentration and milk fat yield. That means more profitability. Soybeans, feeding the industry that feeds us. Brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Hi, I'm Greg Peterson of the Peterson Farm Brothers. If you've seen our videos, you know we're proud to be farmers. Farming can be dangerous. Never assume location or depth of underground utilities or pipelines. Before you start any work on your farm, call 811 or visit clickbeforeyoudig.com to have underground lines located. It only takes a minute and can save your life.
Never assume the location or depth of underground lines. Always call 811 or visit clickbeforeyoudig.com before you start work. A message from the Pipeline Operators for Ag Safety campaign.
It's time now for your morning Louis Dreyfus grain analysis, brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Council and your soybean checkoff. Let's check in with Ryan Martin.
Grain markets finished the Monday time frame with a whimper, honestly. We were all excited as we started the day and started the week. Corn, beans, and wheat all moved up quickly, but liquidation ended the rally pretty quickly here as we got into a day trade on Monday. So it was a rally that failed on the liquidation side. Let's talk about the specifics. Lack of news was probably issue number one, at least on corn, after pushing to new rally highs early on in the trading day. A chart-based reversal seems to be forming. Chicago wheat was in the middle of a broad trading range yesterday. The Brazilian real traded above 6.2 to 1. The Russian ruble also testing in, going low. The spot price for the Chinese yuan yesterday was 730 to 1, a 5-year low. The yuan is expected to keep weakening ahead of President Trump's inauguration. All that says that it's going to be difficult for the U.S. to gain additional export business. But on the heels of that, we did have a 23,000 metric ton sale of U.S. soy oil to India. India has now purchased 114,000 metric tons of soy oil, or 251 million pounds on a known basis. We're also hearing that 2 other cargoes are working due to the price of U.S. Gulf soy oil at an 8-cent discount to the price of Malaysian palm oil. So that's interesting. The U.S. also sold 550,000 metric tons of soy oil in the most recent 9-month period that ended the 24-25 crop year. The WASDE is forecasting of 24-25 soy oil exports at 1.1 billion pounds, which has already been exceeded by 100 million pounds by announced sales. So that's going to increase the balance sheet here just a little bit. If you're talking about soy oil and currency issues, that means there wasn't a whole lot happening in the rest of the marketplace yesterday to get anybody super excited. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Let's take a look now at how your markets closed, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com. Well, March corn closed down 1 3/4. May corn was down 1 1.5. March soybeans closed up 2 cents, and May soybeans were up 2.5. March Kansas City wheat closed up 1 1.25, while March Chicago wheat was up 1 3/4, and March Minneapolis wheat was down 2 1/4 cents. Now in other markets, the U.S. dollar index is up 0.08 at 108.07. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 301 points at 43,043. February gold was down $14.20 at $2,617.17. March silver was down 56 cents at $29.41, while March copper was down 2.8 cents. February crude oil was up 45 cents at $71.05. February ultra-low sulfur diesel was up 5.27 cents, and gasoline was up 2 cents, while February natural gas was up 55 cents. Now taking a look at your overnight trade in the grain markets, March corn is up 1/4 penny at $4.52 1/2 cents. The December 25 new crop corn up 1/4 penny at $4.39 1/4. January soybeans are trading down 3/4 penny at $9.81 1/4 cents, with November beans down 1/2 penny at $10.08 3/4 cents. Wheat for March is up 1/4 penny, $5.48 1/2 cents, but the July 25 new crop is unchanged, currently at $5.66 1/4 cents. On the livestock side, February live cattle closed the day down 35 cents at $190.30, and February lean hogs were down $2.52 1/2 cents at $81.62 1/2 cents. Class 3 milk for January closed unchanged at $20.43. This is the Ohio AgNet.